I'm the Perry from Seattle, and I want to thank you for allowing me to set this stage for fateful events. Now, they say that improv is something like a magician trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Sometimes the magic works, sometimes it doesn't. Tonight, we will put that to the test. Now, I'm not claiming I'm going to be able to pull a rabbit out of that hat. There's something else in my bag of tricks that I do know something about. A box of fortune cookies. You see, I am an alchemical Aphorist. So before I came here, I wrote down 20 of my favorite Perry quotes. I put them in fortune cookies, and I randomly selected these 5. And I want you each to take one and open it right away and hang on to the little piece of paper in there. Because in a moment, I'm going to call on you to read it out loud to me. And then I will attempt to explain the story behind them. And I didn't want anybody left out, so I left a little box over there by the door, so you can help yourself with them if you like. May I have the first aphorism?
My life is a palimpsest of elliptical
My life is a palimpsest of elliptical orbits. I didn't know that one was in there. What's your say?
Well, this is actually appropriate. There's no going back.
There's no coming back from going nowhere.
I'm going nowhere.
Perfect. This is my favorite 7-word autobiography because I'm befuddled by people who never go more than 50 or 100 miles from where they were born because it's completely opposite to my life. Since I got started, I have been wandering wide and far. And I do spend a lot of time in Seattle because it suits my nature to live at the epicenter of a ring of snow-capped volcanoes. In fact, my entire life is a palimpsest of elliptical orbits. And all of my relationships, hence, are long-distance relationships.
When done right, it does hurt a little.
You've done right, it does hurt a little. Well, this goes way back to my pagan white witch lover, Octavian. Originally, it was a sexual innuendo because she was an adventurous Libra. Now it means something more to me. They say if you want to create something, something else has to be destroyed. But if you're like me, dedicated to the muse, and you take your work seriously, and you speak the truth with your own voice, you are certain to ruffle some feathers. Man.
The greatest love affair of all, the one we have.
The greatest love affair of all is the one we have with the unknown. I mean, who doesn't want to fall in love anew? A new person, a new project, travel, a book. Why not? I mean, we love to be seduced by delayed inevitability. So why not go to the moon? Why not travel to Mars or Ohio? What about that stranger at the cafe? Will they be back tomorrow? And what will you discover in that new book on your nightstand? Say nothing of the next chapter in your own life. What's the next one?
I'll have one of each, and I'll
I'll have one of each, and then I'll decide. Now, this goes back to my youthful bon vivant days, and people say, Harry, what's with all the women? I mean, aren't you ever going to settle down? And inside I'd be going, well, Cancer, Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, and around the zodiac I went. And even made a couple of extra stops at Gemini and Libra. For 37 years, I was like a shadow cast on a sundial, crossing the sands of all of those archetypes. Until I turned 50 and I made that final decision. My Scorpio. It's been 14 years and we live 2,500 miles apart. But she is the constellation that rises and sets on my horizon. Now I know you're probably thinking, this guy is so self-absorbed. But you'd be self-absorbed too if your life was as interesting as mine. And I'm sure, I'm certain each one of self-absorbed in your own life if you follow your heart. Now, these are my interpretations. I would recommend you explore some of your own. But now, it's time to find out the magic word. Oh wait, that's not rabbit. I need this because I'm sweating bullets. One more try.